Good morning. Welcome again to Morning Devotions, and thank you again so much for our time together. We're going to have great services tonight and all day tomorrow as we close out Paul's sermon to the intellectual elite in the Areopagus in the city of Athens 2,000 years ago. An incredible sermon. Now Paul comes to a confrontation, to a challenge for decision. But right now, I want us to go back to the book of Proverbs, chapter 20. There are so many good verses in here. Wine is a mocker and beer is a brawler. Whoever is led astray by them is not wise. There's something that people ought to preach more today. A king's wrath is like the roar of a lion. He who angers him forfeits his life. It's to a man's honor to avoid strife, but every fool is quick to quarrel. A sluggard does not plow in season, so at harvest time he looks, but he finds nothing. A lazy man always expects to receive. A lazy man lives with an attitude of entitlement. But the verse I want us to look at is that last verse, verse 5. The purposes of a man's heart are deep waters, but a man of understanding draws them out. When you sit down and talk with someone, you have to learn to not just get them to say what they're doing, but to understand the purposes of their heart. Too often, our conversations are extremely shallow. They're right up here on the surface, and we see what people are doing, and we tell each other what we're doing, but we never understand why a person's doing what they're doing. And if you're going to get to know somebody, if you're going to work with somebody, you have to begin to understand the purposes of their heart. What motivates these people? What is it on their inside that makes them who they are and makes them do what they do? It takes a man of understanding to draw these things out. Now, if you're going to be a leader today, you need to learn to draw out the purposes of the hearts of the people that work with you, because otherwise you'll never know whether you can trust them or not. You'll never know what really motivates them. And if you're going to work with a leader, you need to learn to ask questions. You need to learn to ask questions and try to understand, what is it that motivates my boss? What is it that causes my boss to make the decisions that he or she makes? Because in understanding the purposes of their heart, you'll be able to work with them better.